Hey, what's up, book lovers? My name is Maryam and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do a non-spoiler book talk for A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. If you don't know, this is Sarah J. Maas's second book in her A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Originally, I was going to have one full non-spoiler and spoiler book talk for this book, but I just have way too many thoughts to put it all into one video, and I don't want it to be too long. I have 10 pages of notes because this book was fantastic, let me tell you. First thing I want to do is stress that this is definitely not a YA book. This is a new adult. If you are young or not 18, I really don't suggest that you pick up this series. If you have no idea what this series is about, I do have a book talk for A Court of Thorns and Roses that explains everything about what this series is about. So I will leave that link down below if you're interested in checking that out, but if you haven't heard of this, I'm actually surprised. So like I said, I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I did have some issues with it, and I'll talk about that. But I think that by far this is Sarah J. Maas's best book. And if you've read ACOTAR and you didn't like it, read ACOMAF, because ACOTAR doesn't even measure up. Like, I thought I enjoyed ACOTAR, but when I think about it now, I just want to change my rating for ACOTAR. Even when I read it, I felt like I didn't understand the hype. I didn't get why people loved ACOTAR so much, but I definitely understand why people love ACOMAF so much. And when I compare the two, I feel like ACOMAF is on a whole different level from ACOTAR. Like, I want to change my ACOTAR rating from like 4 stars, I believe I give 4 stars, to like 3 or like 2.5 because of how different and how much better ACOMAF is. Like, I'm telling you, it's on a completely different level. So give ACOMAF a chance. If you have not liked ACOTAR, you will not be disappointed. If you're interested on my spoilery thoughts for this book, I'll definitely leave my spoiler discussion linked down below. So first I'm going to talk about the things I didn't like, or the things that are going to make it sound like I hated the book when I really didn't. So the first thing that really bothered me was I'm getting a little sick and tired of hearing or reading that every single character in this series is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, in the most typical, Western typical way of beauty. I'm honestly just really sick of it. Like, I can't take it anymore. It's bothering me. Not every character in this world is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, and I don't care if this is a fantasy. I feel like characters need to be depicted realistically, and they're just not that beautiful in real life. I'm sorry, like, yeah, they're fae, but you cannot make every fae beautiful. It just irks me. Like, I feel like we need to have more body types in literature, we need to have more body types in fiction, we need to have a diversity in that area, and this book was absolutely 100% lacking because every single character, I'm not even joking, every single character was absolutely beautiful. And I was kind of sick of it. By the end, I was like, okay, everybody needs to stop being supermodel gorgeous because it's just not realistic. Now, the next thing, I love Sarah J. Maas's writing. Trust me, really, I truly do love her writing. But at some points, I was just kind of like, okay, this is repetitive. Like, there were so many lines in this book, like, I am darkness and silence and shadow and loud, and like, that kind of sentence could be repeated like 10 times on a page, just a little repetitive. Okay, the first time it was beautiful, but towards the end of the book I was kind of just like, okay, that's enough, really. I didn't want to hear it anymore. I wanted something different. It was like really repetitive at that point. Now, the next thing that really, like, this is the thing that bothered me in this book. I have so many thoughts about this. So many thoughts about this. Tamlin's character. I felt like I was reading a completely different person from the character that I loved in the first book. I was just kind of like, who is this? You know, like, where did this person come from? And some things made sense to me, but other things just really didn't. And I'm definitely going to go more in depth on that in my spoilery discussion because I don't want to spoil anybody. But just know that Tamlin's character just didn't mesh well with me in this book. I felt like that drastic, like, change of his character from like the very first chapter, you know, was just completely unnecessary. And I will talk more about why I thought it was so unnecessary in my spoilery discussion. Something else that just bothered me a little bit was we learned a lot more about fae culture, and I didn't like a lot of what the fae did. I felt like there was a lot of problems with that society. So while I loved reading about the fae in the first book, it wasn't as enjoyable for me in the second book. Now moving on to the things that I liked. I really enjoyed Feyre's mental struggle to get back to the point that she was at. I really enjoyed that personal struggle and experience. I love how she had all these traumatic experiences under the mountain, but they weren't just brushed aside. They really impacted her and played a big role in how this book progressed. Now, the next thing that I loved is the characters. Oh my god, the new characters that were introduced in this book. I love them so much. Sarah J. Maas is fantastic at writing characters with really great backstories and really complex personalities, and I love that. I love that so very much. They were all unique in their own way. They were all absolutely perfect. I absolutely loved and adored reading about these characters. They were just, oh, they were so fantastic. So while I didn't really enjoy Faye as much in this book, I did like that we got to see more world building and we got to go to the Night Court as part of Rhys and Feyre's agreements, obviously, that she would be at the Night Court at least 1 week a month. And I really loved being at the Night Court and learning more about not just the Spring Court, but we also got to see the Night Court. And we got to learn more about them and how their culture works, because each court kind of has like their own culture, and I really liked seeing that aspect of this book. And I definitely actually loved the Night Court more than the Spring Court. I'm a total Night Court girl. And a really big part of why I enjoyed this book is that I feel like this is the most fast-paced of Sarah J. Maas's books. If you've read all of Sarah J. Maas's books, you know that it takes a while for things to pick up. But here we hit the ground running. You know, like we were just action from page 1 all the way through. Like it was just constant action. I really very much enjoyed that in this book. So those are all of my non-spoilery thoughts for ACOMAF. Like I said before, if you have not read ACOMAF but you read ACOTAR, definitely, without a doubt, go and pick up ACOMAF, because I really think that you would enjoy it. And if you have read this book, I will leave my spoilery discussion link down below. If you have not read this book, make sure you read it and then come back and watch a spoiler video so that we can discuss what you did and did not like. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye!